YouTube. So we've got a little kit video for you this evening. Not done one for a while. So I thought we might as well get one done for you. It's a pretty awesome one this evening, so we're going to go through quite a few bits for you. Well, the idea behind this is, from the time that I've been out over the last few months, doing the bits and bats that I've been doing, testing kit, going into different situations, and it teaches you a great many things, but one of the things it teaches you is what you need and what you don't need. And through going out and doing what I've been doing, obviously we've got a bit of kit for you. And this is pretty much the kit that I sort of religiously use on pretty much every occasion that I go out, in most cases. So here we go, guys. Now some of you are going to see bits of this and they're going to say, yeah, no, know all about it, don't need to know about it, not about the rest of it. Obviously there'll be some of you that will say, well, yeah, not quite seen that, it's a bit different, might give you a bit of an idea. There's probably some people that will think, well, I've not seen that altogether, and, you know, not a bad thing to know. So we've got a selection of kit for you laid out. Give you a quick pan round. There you go. So without further ado, guys, we shall crack on. So, first item on the list, regardless of whether you're going to be sleeping outdoor, hammock. Even before I got this half decent one, I was using a military travel hammock, and then after that I was using it's kind of a military issue hammock come stretcher, but either way it's good, gives you somewhere to rest up, it gets you off the ground, and obviously to go in with that, we usually always take with us a tarp. Now at the minute that's the biggest one I've got, 3x3, because I don't really feel I need to go much bigger than that. But we have got smaller versions. Pulling out of my kit bag. So we've got our DPM basher in there, which is around, I think it's 2.4 by about 1.5 metres or something like that. And we've got the same version of that in olive green. But I'd say those two there are like the holy grail. That's what you need, because with them you can rest up. In a bad situation you can get yourself a bit of kip in the hammock, and you've also got some shelter with that tarp. But one thing that goes really well with those is this, and this is basically my kind of hammock stroke tarp stroke shelter setting up gear. So we've got two bungees there, we've got bungees with carabiners on, there's another two wrapped up together there, and then there's another one here. So all together there is 6 different bungees in there. Now for putting a tarp up, a lot of the time I see people using 550 para, and most of the time you don't need to. You don't actually need to. 550 power is always good for a ridge line, but those bungees are actually the best tensioners for your tarp, and they also give a bit more leeway, a bit more giving them. So if you do get high winds, it's less likely to damage or rip your tarp, which is why for most things, literally, the bungees are the best, because they've got that stretch in them, and it helps you tension stuff, helps you protect stuff. And in that bag we've got plenty of paracord. We've also got some kind of fluorescent paracord, some that's a bit more visible. This little bag here has got what came with the DD 3x3. It's just got the guy ropes that came with it, so I'll keep them in there. And the main thing that's in there is a large selection of tent pegs. That basically, between the tent pegs, the paracord and the bungees, makes up my sort of tarp come shelter setup kit. And there's about 20 pegs in there, so you've got more than enough to do a shelter. In most cases I've usually got enough to do 2, and that's kind of the aim with that kit. If I'm being honest, it's to have enough in there to not just set up my own shelter, but if needs be to set up a secondary, or even to help somebody out. Now the next thing's really special, and a lot of you won't have seen these, but these are one of my little favourite tricks, these. Now this is something I learn about in the military, and they usually give these to the special forces guys. I'll try and get this to focus in. Are you going to focus for me? Probably not. But basically, they're just tiny little kind of mini clips. They've got a little spring-loaded kind of thing, and obviously they fit on your 550 paracord, so that you can literally just clip it on to whatever you want. So I've got a nice little ring of 10 of them, and they're actually really helpful for when you are playing with the paracord. Sometimes knots can be a bit of a pain in the arse. If you do like I do and have one basher, which is the DPM, already set up with ridge lines and whatnot, obviously it does all when you've got these, because you can just whack them on the end. But moving on, guys, somebody did actually ask me about setting up hammocks with a drip line, and this is my answer to it. This stuff is 8mm paracord, and what I've done is I've got a length of it and doubled it over, and then I've tied a normal kind of knot in it all the way along. And the idea behind that is you wrap it around a tree, and you bring your loop in wherever you need it, and whatever knot it ends up sitting on, and then that bit comes off the tree, this bit here, and then at the end of it you've got your carabiner that you can then clip onto your hammock, and that basically makes your drip gap so you don't get wet. Moving on, guys, when you're out and about, generally speaking, you need to be able to cook and heat up water. It's always helpful. Now, since I've got it, I've not stopped using the Swedish cook set with the Trans-GMS cooker. And that's the set right there, just that. And I mean, literally not stopped using it. It comes with me everywhere I go. Even when I go to work, if I'm working and I'm on a job and I'm out and about, that comes with me. If I want a brew, can I have a brew? No problem. I've been getting stuff like this, 2-in-1, and you can. I've also been getting these are some ones that I've kind of got in reserve, but I've also got 3-in-1 as well. They're awesome for brews, so you bring that, and then bring yourself some form of water container. And you've got a portable brewing kit right there. But as a backup, I do use the Warrior gas stove, which is military. I love the military stuff. You literally can't beat it. It's what I'm kind of used to, so it makes sense. Weighs less than 100 grams. You open them feet up. A lot of people say, oh, they're crap then, because they're dead weak. They're not weak. Them feet are absolutely fine, and they've got these little teeth in them, so it grabs on to your pot or whatever you've got on there. 3000 watt, very handy little device that. And like I say, it's less than 100 gram, and it sits in that tiny little carry container. I use the small 100 gram gas cylinders for it, just because they're small. A bit easier to transport, don't take up as much room, but there you go. So that's my backup. Swedish cook set is the main job. Now when it comes to your water, if you run out of water, a lot of people are using all these different water filters and whatnot. Most water sources that people are going to use, generally speaking, you can filter quite easily with one of these, which is a Millbank bag. And it's literally a cotton bag, and you fill it up to the line. You soak it in water first, I might add, and then you fill it up to the line, and then you hang it up. It's got a bit of cord on it there. You hang it up, you can see it hangs at that angle. That's why it's got an angled line. And that bit there, you get water dripping off it, and that filters all the crap out of it for you, and then you just boil it up and you're good to go. The reason why they're called a Millbank bag is because they were designed by the Millbank military, I think it's medical even, Millbank Medical College, which is obviously MOD. Cracking bit of kit. I picked that one up for about £6, and that is your water filtration right there. Now you can't get smaller and lighter than that, because that literally, you know, it's just a thick cotton bag, folds up to nothing. You can carry that in your pocket. So that's my water filtration, another cracking bit of gear. Now we go on to, seeing as we're on to cooking stuff and water, we'll go on to fire kits and fire steels. Now, I must admit, a while back, what I did was, I decided I wanted a fire steel. So, like you do, I went to the army surplus, and I bought myself one of these. Now, the actual plastic handle is just here. Oh look, it focused. Well done. Just here. So you grip it just with the end of your thumb and your finger, and it's crap. So what I've done is I've kind of double cobra weaved it to give it an actual bit to kind of grab onto, and it also means that this bit moves, so you can, you know, if you want to put it at an angle, you can do. It's not a bad little adaptation on a piece of crap, but there you go. And it come with this little striker, and that's who it's made by. Webtex military striker, and they call it military striker. It's crap. It's absolutely crap. I hate it. But there you go. So what we did was, we decided we was gonna, because we've seen a few people do it, we decided we were gonna buy our own fire steels and make our very own. So what we did was, we made these little beauties. Now, this one here is a special one, because this one's for a very good friend of mine, and that's got his initials in there, KK, and this one's a bit longer. It gives you a bit more to kind of grab onto, so if you want to get a hammer grip on it, you can do. It's also got a nice bit of grooving, and that is designed to fit your thumb just nicely, so you can get a nice, strong, broad grip all over it, and it goes right into your hand. And then what we've done is we've just put a little lanyard and a little carabiner on there for him. Well, just to give you an idea, plastic handle in there is that little bit, and there's the handle on mine. And then obviously if you look at the fire steel, you can clearly see this one's a little crappy thing, and this one's a lot more bigger and robust. It's going to last a hell of a lot longer as well. So there you go. And then we did these two. Now for me, I don't really need that much to grab hold of, so these are my shorter versions. And you've got a bottom finger groove, and you've got a top thumb groove there. So it's designed to sit right there, just like that. But because you've got this little fat end that sits in your hand, it gives you a lot better grip on the ferro rod, and it's much bigger as well, so you've got more to strike at. So there you go, guys. They're my my fire steels with my little maker's mark in there, my little Crusader cross. So we'll have a look at the fire kits. Let's crack on. So in here, what we've got is these are actually alcohol wipes. So if you hit them with a spark from a ferro rod, they catch light. And these are awesome little fire starters as well, because if you put a couple of them through the fire, it starts going and they all catch a light, and then it gives the fire a little bit more energy, a little bit more heat, helps it get going a bit better. We've got some super dry tinder. It's not going to focus. Bloody camera. But that's, there you go, super dry tinder in there. We've got some matches. We've got a little mini lighter. We've got some cotton wool. And we've got a big batch of char cloth in there as well. Now that's my general kind of firelighting kit, and I always tend to bring that with me no matter where I go or what I do, just in case. And what I always do is, as crap as it is, I always keep my fire striker with it as well. So moving on, guys, we've got I wouldn't call it an EDC kit, but it's kind of a survival kit I put together. So you've got a compass carabiner on the outside. This is actually a Lower Pro camera bag. On the back here there is a commando wire saw wrapped up in there. And there's also a kind of mini multi-tool thing. It's got a bladed edge and a bottle opener, can opener, screwdrivers, stuff like that. On here we've got a ferro rod striker, which also comes in as a ruler, a one size spanner and a bottle opener, and then there's an emergency whistle there as well. That's just on the outside of the pack. And then on the inside of the pack, what we've got is, we've got our kind of proper mini multi-tool. We've got a Spyderco cricket, which is razor sharp. That's got a nice little cobra weevil lanyard I made for it. And then in the back we've got torch, little single AAA torch in there. There is a lighter in the corner there, and then there's this, and this is another bit of kit I wanted to show you. This goes with the flint striker and the whistle. And what this is a very, very thick, very, very fat, so that's probably about 10 or 12 mil, maybe 12 mil, that. Pretty thick anyway. And it's spring loaded. Now the idea with this is, you can use it as a normal fire striker, no problem. But you've got this button on the back, and this button on the back has actually got a striking panel in it. And the idea is, you push on that and give it a bit of pressure, and it connects with this rod, as you can see there. And you can bang this off a surface, and as you bang it, this striker is going to do your striking for you. So you can actually do this one-handed onto a surface. So that is a one-handed ferro rod. And obviously if you need to, it does come with the striker as well, so you can actually do it manually. But that is to a point an automatic ferro rod. And that is a very, very useful bit of survival kit, because if your hands are freezing, that could literally make a big difference, that, guys. So I've got a little survival kit there. Now that is tiny, you can see, fits in my hand, so that goes with us everywhere we go. Moving on, guys. We've got some tools. Now obviously, generally speaking, with bushcraft, an axe is definitely what you're going to want. Now this one here is just a cheap hatchet that was bought from a hardware store. That top edge is a bit cranky, but I've sort of profiled it and put a decent edge on that, and that's a nasty little hatchet, that. It's a metal coat, and what I've done is I've wrapped it in OG para and given it a bit of a lanyard and a wrist loop as well. And then we got this one. Now that one there was about a tenner, and it's awesome, and I've had it for years. This one here was a fiver, and what I've done is I've just started to reprofile this. You can already see it's got a much nicer grind on it. It goes a lot further back than what it did. And it's pretty sharp, it's not doing bad. I'll have to do a tiny bit more to it and it'll be alright, that. Fiver, not bad. And then we've got the big boy. Now this literally is my main survival knife. And again, what I've done is I've reprofiled the edge, giving it a much nicer grind, a much better effective blade. I mean, it's not perfect, but I have had this cutting through paper, so it's pretty good. A hell of a lot better than it was when I got it anyway. And then these saw teeth are bloody lethal. They do take branches off them. They're awesome. And there's a good bit of survival kit in that as well. There's a skinning knife and catapult and all sorts in there. So as far as survival items go, that's awesome. Now, it has been in previous videos, but it's back again. And then this one here. Now this is one of my favourites, this. My Parang. I've had this for years. I was issued with that. I love it to bits. When I got it, it was pap. I did a bit of work on it and it was never really that good. Never up to much. But we've learned a bit more. Bit of a ding there. Another ding there. And we've reprofiled it now. Doesn't want to focus, but there we go. But it's working a lot better now. Again, can cut paper with that. It's pretty vicious. So that's not bad. And then obviously this one. What I've found is, although this is just a B&Q job, it's actually very nice. The rubberised handle literally provides the perfect grip. And what I've done is I've got this Cobra Weave lanyard with double-ended carabiners, and that means I can clip it onto molly webbing or something on the outside of my bag if I want to need it. And it locks into place. Now some of them do 2 positions, this one doesn't, this one just does 1. But what I've found is the teeth in this are bigger than any other folding saw that I've seen anyone with. And that means it gets through wood quicker. And I have found it to be awesome. And it cost me a tenner. So, and I actually like the fact that it's these colours because I don't lose it. So there you go, cracking bit of kit. And we're gonna literally finish on what is the grand finale, guys. Those fire steels that I made are gonna be part of what I'm calling the Templar brand. Now you've all heard of Jack Claw and Woodlaw and all the rest of it. Well, I thought I'd have a crack. And this is my first bushcraft knife ever. First knife ever that I've made. And it is literally razor sharp because it's been done on a whetstone. But I mean, I love it. And it's purple heartwood, in case anyone's wondering. This bloody camera. Focus. It is gorgeous. What's that little mark? Get off. But there you go, guys. First Templar Crusader 6. If the bloody camera will focus, there we go. Look at that. And that's beautiful. Now what I've gone for is a nice finish on here. And a somewhat brushed finish on here. So it's not just nice and shiny like all the rest of it. it makes it look a bit more rustic. But that's my first, guys. Now it's only a little 6-inch of that. But as a bushcraft knife, it's spot on. And what we've done is we've just got that as a little necker. Oh, you bugger. Slipped out of my hand. Get back on there. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. And that is now my favourite knife. Simply because I made it. And it looks awesome. Now let me just show you something. So what I'm going to show you is this is a mass-produced bushcraft knife. You see all the imperfections at the end of the handle. They've gone for a polished look, but it's not a particularly good polished look. There's more imperfections on the handle there. And underneath there's imperfections as well. I'll give you a look as well. There you go, guys. And then obviously, there's my knife. Now personally, if I was in a shop and I was looking at buying knives, the size of this one would sway me. But the finish on this one would eventually overcome, I do believe. And given the fact that we're going to be making a version that is more this size, we're on a winner. But look at the difference in blade. Look how skinny that is. Look at the blade on that. That's proper Scandi grind. That was crap. The whip is surprisingly sharp, to be fair, but it's crap. But there you go. Now what I'm saying here, guys, is because I hear a lot of people saying, well, you know, this is what you should have if you're doing this, or if you're going here, or if you're bugging out, or if you whatever. I'm certainly not saying you should have this. What I'm saying is, in my experience so far, this gear right here is what I've been using, and it has literally been epic. So what I would say is, if you're new to bushcraft, or if you're not sure, this stuff is what you want right here. So there you go, guys. This is going to be another insert for the bushcraft kit. I hope somebody's learned something. And if anything, I hope you've had fun watching. So